Hello and welcome to another episode of My Cup of Yarn podcast. Hello, my name is Clara. I'm a knitter and a knitwear designer based in Moravia, and this is my space where I talk about my knitting and sometimes bits and pieces from my personal life. Today's episode is going to be short because I don't have that much to talk about. But since the last episode, I've managed to finish a new design, and that's what I want to talk about today. I will also mention Meander Sweater, which I'm wearing, because the testing is at its end and it's going to be released soon. And then I will show you something I'm working on right now and also share some plans for the summer with you. So let me start with Meander Sweater. I've talked about it a lot last time, so if you are curious about all the details, you can watch my previous episode. But today I just wanted to mention that testing is over, almost over. Today I think is the last day. And the pattern will be released on the 5th of April in 5 days, Friday. So you can save the date if you want. And I also wanted to tell you about my website because there's a newsletter section. And if you want to know about some sales, pattern test calls, pattern releases, and other details, you can sign up there and I will send you a newsletter once a month, 2 times a month top, so you won't be spammed. And you can get some extra content. Of course, if you've been following me on my Instagram account, you know already some background information and what I'm working on. But if you don't have an Instagram account or you don't want to follow me there, you can use the newsletter. And I decided to offer sales only for those who sign up to my newsletter. So in that way, you get something extra which others don't. So you might consider that. Yes. So this sweater will be released on the 5th of April, and there will be a discount code for subscribers only. And what I wanted to tell you next is that this sweater I've been wearing it quite a lot. It's getting warmer in Moravia, but it's still around 15 degrees Celsius and it's kind of windy sometimes. So even though this is worsted waist sweater and it might be quite warm, I wear it a lot even in this time of year, and it's up pretty quickly. So if you buy the pattern, and I think you'll be able to finish it in 2 to 3 to 4-ish weeks, and you can still enjoy wearing it in the mornings or the evenings depending on where you live. And the pattern, you have some interest. This pattern is kind of oversized and has a boxy fit. The recommended is 20 centimeters, or that's 8 inches. But and that's what I'm wearing. But it does find out that for sizes, let's say 5, 6 to 9, this upper half of my size range, it's better to have less ease. So I it would be recommended 10 centimeters or 4 inches for bigger sizes because it just fits better. And besides that, I think the test went smoothly and my testers were wonderful and they discovered all mistakes and recommended a few adjustments. So I'll be finishing the pattern in the next few days, and on the 5th it will be released. And my daughter really loves this sweater. She wants to play with the bubbles all the time when I'm wearing it. So and she kind of expressed her wish to have one of her own. And I still have like 5 balls of this yarn left, and I don't know what to do with it. So I decided to work on Meander Sweater minis, and it will be for like kids from 1 year old to 10 years old maybe, and it will be released then on not on, but like in September, I think it's appropriate to release this kind of warm sweater. So you can look forward to a mini version of this one if you like it. Here is the original pattern, which is the Meander vest, and you already know it, I believe, but you can just, see this to each other, how it looks. It's only 3 pattern repeats. This is, I think 6 or 5. It depends on how long you want it to have. The original pattern, or the pattern how it's written, is slightly cropped, but a lot of my testers just made it longer because they don't like the cropped versions, and it's very easy. Just you need more pattern repeats, and that's all. So that's the Meander Sweater, and I think I covered all I wanted to talk about. And now we'll come to this pattern, which is something new, and you haven't even seen it as a whip because I just finished. I've been working on it in February and March, and this is how it looks. It's called Olival, and Olival means olive grove in Portuguese. The yarn is pure silk from Knitting for Olive, and it's just a summer top, as you can see. About the yarn, I chose, actually, I've tried knitting with pure silk once, holding one strand only, and it was hell. And maybe it was because I was, at the time, I've been knitting only for like 6 months, and it's something different to knit with wool and then to knit with linen or cotton or pure silk, because it behaves differently. It's not stretchy, and it was really hard for my hands. And this time I decided, okay, I want to try it again, but I will hold the yarn double. So this is knitted with 2 strands of pure silk, and the color is much nicer. In reality, it has really this olive green color, and it's kind of it's really light on the camera. My husband just called and I had to stop the recording. So again, there is a cable in the middle and twisted ribbon inside, and just usual cables on a kind of frame of the top, and there is again this little detail on the back. It's a simple cable, but the stitches are twisted. And if you look at the vest and the top, the construction is quite similar. So if you knitted the vest, you know what to do with the top. It's again, you start at the back and you work some short rows to shape this part, like shoulders, and there are double knit edges all around. Then you knit the front, then you go across the back, the right front, join to knit in the round, join the front, then you go to the back, you knit the back, join to knit in the round, and then you just continue all the way down. And I decided to make it a slight like A shape. So there are 4 rows of increases, and you can see it's wider at the bottom. I think the difference is 10 centimeters. And I also worked some short rows so that you can see it. So the front is higher, the back part is lower than the front. But it's optional, you don't have to do that. You don't have to work the shoulder shaping for the bottom. But in that case, you miss 1 increase row. So it won't be 10 centimeters or 5 inches difference between the bust and the hips, but only 8 centimeters, which is like 3.25 inches, I think. So that's the Olival top. and I don't know what to say, what more to say. So yeah, of course, so the pattern is finished, it's being tech edited, and I will be calling for test knitters today. So if you would like to test this, you can find the link to the application form in the description below, and I'll be happy to have you as test knitter. The sizes are, as usual, from 75 centimeters to 155. Don't ask me in inches, I don't remember that. But it's something from 35-ish to 60 something inches. And it is up pretty quickly. The gauge is 20 stitches per 10 centimeters or 4 inches. Yeah, it was pretty nice to do it. But the ease about there's 0 to like 5 centimeters to inches negative ease for the full bust circumference. And originally I wanted to make it looser, to have like 5-7 centimeters positive ease around bust. And while I was knitting it and designing it, I was rethinking the increases here for the armholes, and I somehow missed some increases, or I didn't check the final stitch count, and I ended up with 0 to negative ease in the end. And I was like, oh my god, it won't fit well. But actually it fits perfectly, and I think it wouldn't be as nice with that much of positive ease around the bust. So again, I was really lucky. I think I get really lucky every time I try to design anything, because I always mess something up and it always turns out like well. So yeah, that's my life and my approach apparently. So there's 0 to 5 inches of negative ease around full bust line, and plus 5 centimeters to inches around the hips, let's say, or just add 10 centimeters to the full bust measurements and you get the hips. So it's the Olival top, and pattern test go starts today. The deadline for this will be 2 months, like 8 weeks. So because I'd like to publish it in June, the whole April, whole May, in June. It'll be in June, so perfect for summer. And I think it would be really nice to knit this with some linen blend or cotton blend. It doesn't have to be pure silk. And I wanted to mention something else about this yarn, because some people may not want to work with pure silk, because silk is an animal-based fiber, and from the bugs, and they usually get killed to get the silk thread. And Knitting for Olive is one of those brands which has a different approach, and they let the bugs live. Or they don't do that, but their pure silk or their silk yarns are made from silk which they get from the cocoons after the bugs break them and leave them. So that makes the silk less, I think it's less shiny, less smooth, and it has a more rustic feel to it, which I really like actually. It feels almost like linen, although it's silk, and I really like that the bugs don't die. So if you are concerned about it, you can buy pure silk from Knitting for Olive. It's slightly pricey, but you don't need that much skeins for the top, for example, because there's kind of deep how's that, v-neck, and no sleeves. So I think one can invest in something like that. And now to what I'm working on right now. which is also a knitting for olive yarn. It's a cotton merino, which I'm really surprised with, because it's incredibly smooth and it feels so good in my hands. And I'm working on a, let's say, blouse or a summer sweater. That's why I chose cotton merino. And I'm trying, for me, new construction. I've never used this construction before. It has European or English or full fashioned shoulders. There are many names for it. And this is how it looks at the back. So you can see that those shoulder seams are shifted slightly. And this is how the front looks like. So I just joined it in the round, and yeah, this is how the armhole is shaped. So there will be no set-in sleeves, but I will work the sleeves with shoulder rows till the point where I started to increase for the body, and then in the round. I wanted this sweater to have a round, deeper neck opening, and I managed to do that. I tried different things for the neckband, and in the end I decided to go for my favorite double knit edge, and this one is really, not really, but it's kind of wide. And I held the yarn double for the body, but for the neckband I just took one strand, and so you can see the difference now. And the neckband is so soft, it's so comfortable to wear, because it's really like, you can barely feel that it's your skin. And you just cast on the stitches and you go around, and only in each on every other row you knit together the double knit stitch with one stitch you picked up around the neckline, and that way you attach it to the neckline, and it looks really nice. What doesn't look really nice is that because I didn't realize I didn't start directly in the middle of the back, so the seam is shifted. Yeah, about like 1.5 centimeters. But I don't think I really care. And it's visible, it's grafted, but it's provisional cast on at the beginning, and that made the graft visible somehow. And there's like, no, there are like two columns which are perfectly aligned, and the rest is not. And I might try to redo it, or I can just tell it's handmade and don't leave me alone. It's handmade. So this is the start of this sweater. This colorway is called Rust. It's my favorite. And there will be a color work around the belly, let's say. And I ran a little poll on my Instagram account about the color work section, because I wasn't sure how I wanted to look, and I finally decided, and there will be two complementary colors, and it will have kind of stripes and fur isle look to it, and this will be the final color combination. This is rust, this is wheat, I think, and this is like ochre or nut brown, something like that. So this is the color combination for this blouse. The sleeves will be 3/4 length, and I will finish them again with this kind of cuff. It will be the same width, also just one strand of the yarn. I think for the bottom I will just make a longer stockinette section, and I'll fold it and sew it together. This is like how I imagine the the sweater to be. And it knits up really quickly and I'm loving it, and I think this will be available for testing in about a month. Yeah, in about a month, because I need to finish at least one sleeve and the whole body. Then I can write a pattern. So this is, oh, I don't have a name for this yet. So if you have any suggestions, please write them in the comments. I've been thinking about calling it Leto, because Leto means summer in Czech. And it's, you know, intended for summer. So it might be Leto, or Leto. In Czech it's Leto. It's like a long E, but you know, when I write it with the, you write it like it's an E with a short line above it, which makes it longer. But I was kind of worried. Okay, I'll write it in Czech and no one will know how to pronounce it. So I just, when I skip the characters, the special characters, and just whatever L-E-T-O will be spelled Leto, and it doesn't sound like that. So this is what I'm working on right now. And that's all I want to talk about. The thing related. I think it is. But I have one. If you want to follow me on Instagram, you already know. If you don't know that. But we'll be expecting our first child in September. You can already see little baby bum. It's perfect for oversized sweaters because I can wear them now. And I already finished first thing for this baby, and this is the little bonnet. It's not washed and blocked, so it's kind of, you know, doesn't look as pretty, but it's what I've made so far. It's it's not a newborn size because in September it will be really warm, so I think the baby will wear it in about when he or she is months or 2 months old. And it's just a simple bonnet. You start, you know, like do a circle, and then you go flat around. And I finished this with herringbone stitch and a cord. And this yarn is Filcolana Anina. It's super wash wool, and it's super soft, and it's perfect for children. And usually I don't like to work with superwash yarns, but when it comes to children, you know, they just, you dress them and in 5 minutes they're all dirty and you need to wash it. And so I prefer superwash yarns for children because it's much easier to maintain. And yeah, you can imagine. So this is my first thing for baby number 3, little bonnet. And what else? I will also I want to knit a sweater for this baby. So there will be, because I'm knitting a sweater for myself. It's fingering weight yarn, and I talked about it last time or like 2 episodes back, and I don't have time for this right now, but I want to really finish it during summer. And I like the pattern, so I was thinking I might use it for like mini version as well, and you know, like this newborn and 1 to 3 month sizes, then it's up pretty quickly. So I think that's really it. I don't have anything else to say. And if you have any questions, you can write them in the comments below, or you can write me an email or contact me by my website. Don't forget about the newsletter. If you want to get some extra sales and extra information, you can subscribe, and I will send the newsletter once, maximum twice a month. Now, today is Sunday and it's like Easter time in Czechia. So if you celebrate Easter, happy Easter too. And if you don't, I hope you enjoy your Sunday, and see you next time. Bye!